Hey folks, coming to you from wild and windy Cornwall today. As you know, I am in the process of putting up my Appalachian Trail through hike videos, editing them and getting them finally online. Last week I put up my departure from the UK and arrival into Boston and then heading towards Millinocket, where I stayed at Ole Man's hostel for the night before we went into Baxter State Park the next day. So today's video for you is unusual because you're not seeing a range of different scenes in this next video. What you are seeing, Bill, do you want to see Bill? Okay, Bill, you're on camera, bud. Okay, so what you will be seeing is Ole Man himself. Ole Man, who owned the Appalachian Trail Lodge in Millinocket and who drove us in. Took a long time to get in to Baxter and to the campground so we could climb Katahdin. But as he drove us in, he really kindly, yes, it was very kind, Bill. He really kindly told us everything we could possibly need to know about what it would be like climbing Katahdin that day, what we would need to prepare for and make sure we were taking in our day pack. He told us what to expect when we started into the 100-mile wilderness. He covered everything from ticks to how to deal with a moose if you meet one and different types of moose, the kind of critters you might see in the 100-mile, water, what to think about with the water you take, what it's going to be like in there underfoot. And he is driving, and you can see us driving along towards Katahdin in the video. So you can't see his whole face, but you can hear him talking and watch the scenery pass by super clearly. So if you had ever thought about doing the 100-mile wilderness, doing the Appalachian Trail, starting southbound, or even when you finish it northbound, you'll know everything by then that you'll need to know. But if you're going to start south, this is the most perfect explanation and incredibly useful to us of the things that you will encounter as you begin your foray southbound on the Appalachian Trail. And now, Bill and I will hand you over to Ole Man, and I hope you enjoy it. Leave any comments or feedback below, subscribe, like, etc. And next week it'll be the next installment of me actually heading in to the 100-mile wilderness. Enjoy, see you later.
Going to get checked in at the ranger station. So what you're going to do is get your packs, put your packs on the porch, grab a day pack that they provide, make sure you have waters, plenty of snacks, rain gear, sunscreen if you have some, because it could get pretty warm. Even if it's not warm up there, you still could get sunburned. But trekking poles, you can take them up with you, put them in your pack. You won't need them going up, but you will need them coming down. Depending on what trail you come down, it doesn't matter what trail, you will need them when you're coming down. If you have a reservation in the park, when we get there, the ranger will check you in and you tell him at that time you have a lean-to or a tent site. And he'll tell you where you're going to go once you've done your climb. Water source in the park is Katahdin Stream. There's no spigots, there's no electricity, so none of that stuff. You can have your first day in the wild. Also, your food. Take very good care of your food. Do not sleep with your food. Do not leave any food inside your pack. If you do, you stand a chance of the mice getting to it. Either mice or squirrels, raccoons. Those are the ones that'll be after your food. So protect your food. Because if the mice get into your food, they can destroy all your food in your pack. So protect it. Do not leave it in your tent. Do not leave it in your pack. Hang your food. There are cables provided in Site 19 in the campground. So that's where you can hang your food there. When you're going up the mountain, after you get all all checked in. You got 1.5 miles in the tree line. Once you get out of the tree line, then you start your 2-mile boulder scramble to get to the tablelands and then to Baxter Peak. Once you get to the tablelands, you still have 1.2 miles to get to the sign. So once you do that, you're good to go. Then you just make your way back down. Now don't get in a rush. If you're coming back down, you have a campsite to come to. We have daylight till about 8:30, between 8:30 and 9 o'clock. So don't get in a rush to get down. Take your time, because we don't want to see anybody get hurt up there. I don't want to see a helicopter going to the mountain because somebody got in a rush and got hurt. That we don't like. So some of the critters, like I've just mentioned, some critters you could see or hear at night. You'll hear the raccoons, the mice, the squirrels, chipmunks. And ladies, I know how cute the chipmunks are, but do not feed them. If you feed them, they're going to be your best friend till you get out of the park, because they're going to be after your food from that point on. So if they come around you, if they get on you, swat them off. Don't let them get too friendly. Some of the other animals you could see in the park or anywhere in Maine, we have lots of bear. Chances of seeing a bear are slim. Moose, you could possibly see a moose. We have lots of deer. We have fox, minks, lynx, bobcats, all those type of critters. And out in the wilderness, you may even get to see beavers active in building their dams.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
You could see that. Over the years, beavers have been building their dams and blocking up, putting water on the trail in a certain area. So rangers were actively they were tearing down their dams, and within 4 or 5 days, they were built right back up again. So look, guess who won that fight?
The beavers.
The beavers, definitely. So at some point, you're going to be walking through some water, because that's what they did. So you can say, thank you, Bucky.
Are there any particular ways that you can maximize your chance of seeing a beaver? Like, is there any particular places to look? I've always wanted to see a beaver.
Well, there's no way.
I mean,
there's no way to predict that.
Okay.
Just like there's no way to predict that you will see a moose.
Okay.
There have been hikers that hiked all through Maine, never saw a moose. So those kind of things, and there's people that hardly ever saw any wildlife. They may have seen a deer. They may have seen, some other animals, a lynx.
A lynx.
But the best way if you want to see wildlife, you have to be quiet.
Yeah.
If you make any noise whatsoever on the trail, too much talking or the banging of your sticks on rocks, they hear that. They have very good hearing, and so chances are you won't get to see them. Early morning are when a lot of the animals are moving around. Moose also, they're moving around early morning and at sunset.
Okay.
They do a lot of this time of year. The moose, especially the moose, they have to look for food. So from spring, summer, and fall, moose are constantly on the move looking for food, because they have to fatten up for the winter, because the winters are very harsh here, and many moose die of starvation. So this is the time they get to fatten up for the season. out in the wilderness, once you start the 100-mile wilderness, the worst thing you're going to encounter out there are the roots. The roots are the most treacherous things out there. And one way I describe what the root system looks like is, picture in your mind a huge platter of spaghetti. And some hiker threw it out there on the trail. That's what it looks like. It's all intertwined. There's holes everywhere. And there's just so many roots. Sometimes you really got to stop and think, how am I going to get around this? How am I going to get through this? How you get through it is very carefully. If you have trekking poles, that's a good thing. If somebody doesn't have trekking poles, grab a stick, because you will use it all through the wilderness. Also, the water. Maine is the one and only state on the whole trail you don't have to worry about water. You can carry 1 liter, and that should be fine. 1 liter at a time. And the best rule of thumb is, if you see a great water source, a really good water source, take 5 minutes out. Drop your pack, drink some water, have a snack, then load up your water again and be on your way. And do that throughout the day. One of the other things that hikers tend to do is not drink enough. You have to hydrate. As the weather gets warmer, you're burning more calories. If you're not drinking enough, think about what I'm saying here. What happens to a vehicle when it doesn't have any fluids in it?
Conks out.
That's it. Won't go anywhere, will it? It'll break down. Your body is essentially the same thing. Your body is a machine. You have to treat your machine really good. So make sure you drink enough. Even if you don't feel like eating, you have to eat. You gotta feed the engine. That's the thing, that your body will keep you going. As long as you treat it right, it'll treat you right. Okay? So keep that in mind. One of the other things, one of the problems Maine has, like every other state, are ticks. That wasn't so about 12 to 15 years ago. We never had a problem. But with global warming and just everything, you know, things are changing, warmer weather up here. So now we have the same problem as everybody else. So if you haven't treated your clothes with permethrin when you get to monsoon, you might want to think about doing that. It's very important. And also, at the end of a day, if you've been in high grassy areas, you do want to check yourself out. Always check the hot spots on your body. Around your arms, all around your arms, the back of your knees. Many people don't think about it, but the back of your knees, ticks go there too. And they're gonna go where you probably can't see them. So keep that in mind also. Now we're coming to the point where I'm going to show you exactly what you're looking at. Once we come around this turn, we're going to have a bird's eye view.
You just pluck the ticks off, or you cut them off?
Actually, what you do, you want to make sure you get the head of that tick. There are different ways to do it. You could burn it off. You could, if you have something with a lot of ticks, don't like water, so dip something in a lot of water and just rub that tick. So to the left of South Peak there, that is the tablelands. Okay. Once you get to the top of the boulder scramble, you'll come to a point where you'll come up on the tablelands, and like I said, you still have 1.2 miles to go. Now you see that first hump that's coming down like this? That is the A-Ball Trail. It's over a mile shorter than the Hunt Trail, so if you're thinking about it, you might want to go up the Hunt, come down the A-ball. Okay? You see that dip in the mountain there?
Yeah.
That is your 2-mile boulder scramble. That's part of
If you
it.
go down the A-ball though, you're pretty far away from the campground.
You're
aren't
2 miles away. So you would have to get back to Katahdin Stream if you do that. So that is our mountain.